Welcome back. Today we are going to learn the last part of our chapter, and it is acceleration. In our previous class, we learned about non-uniform velocity. Cars or other vehicles traveling on the road do not travel at a constant speed. Speed is increased or decreased according to the specifics of the road. That is, the driver uses accelerator to increase the speed of the vehicle as well as the brakes to slow down. Let us look at an example like this. This is the line diagram of the journey of a car when moved from the point A to the point F. The journey of car started from the point A. That is, at A the car is not moving, so its velocity is 0. After that, the car arrives at B, C, D and finally reaches at F, and the journey of car ends here. So the velocity becomes 0. It takes about 5 seconds to reach each point. One point to remember: the starting or beginning velocity is initial velocity, and it is denoted by u. The velocity which the body has at the end of the given time period is final velocity, and it is denoted by v. Consider the journey of car from A to B. At 0 second, the car has just started the journey, so it is considered as initial velocity. And the final velocity is the velocity of the car at B, that is 5 meter per second. Another one, journey from B to C. The initial velocity is 5 meter per second, which is at B, and the final velocity is 10 meter per second, and which is at the point C. Based on this, let's try to complete the table, and it is on your textbook. Consider A to B. Here, the initial velocity equal to 0. That the body has just started its journey, so there is no velocity. And the final velocity, that is velocity when the body reaches at the point B, that is 5 meter per second. The change in velocity is v minus u, final velocity minus initial velocity. 5 minus 0, that is equal to 5 meter per second. And it takes 5 seconds to reach the body from the point A to the point B. Now we are going to look at the rate of change in velocity. Rate of change in velocity means change in velocity divided by time. That is 5 meter per second divided by 5 seconds. So cancelling each other, we got 1 meter per second square. Similarly, let's find the rate of change in velocity from B to C. Here, the initial velocity is 5 meter per second, because the velocity at the point B is 5 meter per second. So it is considered as initial velocity. And the velocity of the body when it reached at C is 10 meter per second. So the change in velocity is 10 minus 5, that is equal to 5 meter per second. And it takes 5 seconds to reach the body from B to C. So the rate of change in velocity equal to 5 meter per second divided by 5 seconds. It is equal to 1 meter per second square. The rate of change of velocity from C to D. Here, the initial velocity is 10 meter per second. The final velocity is also 10 meter per second. Here, there is no change to the velocity. Change in velocity equal to 0. 10 minus 10, that is 0. The time taken to travel from C to D is 5 seconds. The rate of change in velocity is 0 because there is no change in velocity. And the next one, D to E. The initial velocity is 10 meter per second, which is the velocity at D. And the final velocity is 6 meter per second. The change in velocity is 6 minus 10. Final velocity minus initial velocity. Here the final velocity is 6 and the initial velocity is 10. So 6 minus 10, that is equal to minus 4 meter per second. And the time taken is 5 seconds. The rate of change in velocity equal to minus 4 divided by 5. That is equal to minus 0.8 meter per second square. And the last one, E to F. Like this, try to find out the change in velocity from E to F. Acceleration is the rate of change in velocity. Acceleration equal to V minus U divided by T. This is the formula for finding acceleration. The change in velocity is the velocity itself. So we can write the unit of velocity here. And the unit of time is second. So acceleration equal to meter per second divided by second. That is equal to meter per second square. The unit of acceleration is meter per second square. We know velocity is a vector quantity. Like that, acceleration is also a vector quantity, that it has both direction and magnitude. So students, today we have discussed about acceleration, how it is calculated and its unit. The more about acceleration will be discussed in our next class. Thank you.